Hi everyone, we have another FSD 12.3 video for you, and this one is the video that I would normally do if I wasn't traveling. This is my drive to my place of caffeine intake and then to my work. This is a drive that I've done many times. I use for many comparisons. So let's just get into it. Well, the first thing I'll point out about 12.3 is that it's not a double pole to activate anymore. From what I can tell, you are fixed and required to use single pole, which means, is there traffic aware cruise control with FSD Beta 12.3? I don't think so. And if I'm wrong, please leave a link in the description below. So we're approaching a right-hand turn. There is a light. Turn right. Cross traffic is going at 55 miles an hour. And what I've noticed so far with 12.3, this isn't my first drive. My first drive was actually out of the Atlanta area. If you haven't seen that video, go follow this link and check that out. But so far, my impression is that this is much more human-like, much more natural. That was a very good right-hand turn. It was a strong acceleration onto a road that is 25 or 55 miles an hour. We got a nice smooth transition into the left lane because we're going to be making a left-hand turn once we get up here. We're already starting to decelerate, which is probably pretty good. Nice smooth merge into the turn lane.
Now turn left onto South 31st Street.
No hesitation whatsoever. Drives right into the intersection. Butter smooth left-hand turn. Just as good as I could have done, if not better. Now, another thing that changed is a feature that you could turn on, which I'm not quite sure I like it yet, which is it will automatically adjust your speed. So right now it says auto max. The speed limit is 30 miles an hour, but it decides based on road conditions and flow of traffic how fast you should be going. And sometimes it makes you go 10 plus miles an hour over the speed limit, and that could be a problem. See, normally you could change your speed by flicking the right scroll wheel up and down, but when you're in this mode, you're stuck. It drives whatever it decides is the right thing to do to drive. Now, if you've watched my past videos, you know that these brakes in the double yellow line have been problematic in the past for phantom braking. I haven't really seen hardly any phantom braking at all in V12. Now with V12, Elon claims that over 300,000 lines of code have been deleted and have been replaced with some sort of AI or some sort of neural network. They don't teach it how to do certain things. So we're coming up to a four-way stop, and one thing that it always does is it always signals to get into this straight lane. And this time, it didn't signal. And that's exactly what it should have done. Come up to the four-way stop, did come to a full stop, and it goes right away. A lot of times there is a long pause with V11 and before, and you have to either hit the gas or make it go. This time it was get in, stop, full stop, go, and then accelerate rather aggressively out of the four-way stop. So far this has been doing an absolutely perfect job. Very, very human-like is my position with 12.3 at this point. I think this is a bit of a game changer for FSD, and Legacy Auto, in my opinion, should be very scared based on what I'm seeing right now. Approaching a right-hand turn. I'm going to be able to determine if it's going to be able to do a right-hand on red. It's also doing a pretty good job of not stopping too short. It's stopping pretty much right on the line right before. There we did a pause, right-hand turn on red. Really nice. Now we're going to be making a right-hand turn into my caffeine place of choice. And sometimes this can be a little janky, nice and smooth. A little slower than I would probably want, but super, super smooth. So I'm going to stop right here. We're going to get parked. We'll pick this back up once I have my caffeine for the morning. All right, we're back. I have my workplace plugged into the nav. I'll turn on FSD as soon as it will let me. And usually it doesn't let me go this well, so See if it navigates ourselves out of this parking lot. This is a lot sooner than it used to let me turn on in the past, and it's doing a surprisingly good job of getting out of this parking lot. Wow. Strong acceleration once it hit the main road. That's been one of my complaints with FSD, is it's timid. It's too timid, and I have not noticed any of that timid behavior in 12.4. In many cases, it's actually maybe a little aggressive. All right, we have a straight shot down this hill, a couple of straight stoplights. It has never been an issue for FSD on this road, but what has been an issue is what happens at the bottom of this next hill, and it kind of depends on whether or not we have a green light or a red light, because it sometimes can come in way too hot on this turn, and there's traffic that is in the left-hand turn lane, and it's narrow, and it really feels like it's going to clip other cars in the road. So let's see what happens. They're doing 47 again, all auto. Can't do anything about it. Don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'll get used to it. Good signal.
Now turn right onto 44th Street.
A little slow, but again, man, butter smooth turn. There's no jerkiness in the wheel. Other versions of FSD, there were like little jerky feelings in the wheel. None of that is happening in 12.3. All right, that's it. Quick drive FSD beta 12.3, and by far, this is the best version of FSD to date. I am overall super impressed, and if you saw my last video, my first drive with FSD out of the Atlanta area, it took us 80 miles through town on interstates to a supercharger with one intervention, and that was one because I was concerned that it wasn't braking fast enough and it might rear end a car. Probably wouldn't have, but I did take over at that point. But if you want to see all kinds of things, speed bumps, left-hand turns, unprotected lefts, strange conditions, interstate on and off highways, go check out that video. But this is my in-town video, and so far I am impressed. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate you tapping that like button. And if you're new to the channel, subscriptions are always welcome. And if you're looking to pick up a Tesla of your own, and with FSD beta, I would highly recommend it. This might actually be getting to the point where FSD is actually worth the money. Up to this point, I've said no, but we may be getting close to that. So if you did end up buying a Tesla, make sure you use a referral link. Any referral link will do, but if you want to use mine, that will be great, and there'll be a link to that in the description below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.